Hey you guys, it's April. I am super excited to show you this video. This is my first full YouTube creation video, so I figured I'd start at the beginning with my very first commissioned piece. This was super fun to do. I learned so much from it, and I hope you enjoy it too. Right now you can see I'm just spreading out my base paint, which is Artist Loft White. My colors are supposed to be Lily Pulitzer colors, which is what I was asked to do by the client. I was asked to do these bright, beautiful colors with lots of white negative space and clean lines. So that was what I attempted to do. That first color is Cobalt Blue by Artist Loft, and it's metallic, so it's really bright and shiny when it dries. I just love it. It did kind of take over a little bit, but it still ended up looking really good with the rest of the colors. That's a Yellow Green by Artist Loft. Also a gorgeous color that's bright and just beautiful. That's a Custom Orange. It's I think liquitex cadmium orange mixed with some white just to kind of soften it a little bit because it was a very bright orange. And then I've got light magenta by Artist Loft as well. I just love the way all of these colors combine to look, just perfect together. There's another just base coat I'm just spreading around to help the paints flow when I blow them out. I'm adding a little bit more color. I really wanted this to be bright and beautiful. This project was meant to be in a nursery that was all decked out in the same colors. And I just wanted it to be really, really joyful when it was done. Adding a little bit of white over the colors just for some contrast. And then I'm going to start blowing it out with my blow dryer. I use a mini travel blow dryer. And I think it's perfect for just smaller canvases and for control and detail. You can see how beautiful these colors are blending together as I blow them out. And I'm definitely loving all the little lines and just ways that they blended together. So now I'm going to turn the blow dryer around and start my composition in the other direction, trying to make this look like a wave or, just a floral composition in either direction. I want it to go around the canvas with kind of a window in the middle. As I come up, I see that the blue's kind of taken over there in the middle, but I keep going. Anything that you don't like in your composition as you work, you can always go back and fix. Your painting is your painting. It's not done until you feel like it's done. The great thing about fluid art is that it's fixable. So here I'm just blowing out in different directions, trying to cover the corners of the canvas, trying to get the composition that I want. I'm going to go in here, blow a little bit with my mouth. There's just areas that you want to make a little bit more defined or just add a little bit more detail to, and you can get much more control with your mouth than with the blow dryer. I also love to go in with my fingers and add some lines and add some detail. You can always add more of the base coat to cover up areas that you just don't like or you want to change. Turning the canvas allows you to see it from a different perspective and get closer to the areas that you want to work on. Unfortunately, I have a really small space, so I don't have the ability to go around the other side of my table. So turning my pieces to get to the rest of it is my only option. I wanted the colors to reach to the 3 corners and then have that 4th corner just negative space. I really wasn't super happy with the way that one piece at the top was coming out, but I continued to work on it. Here I'm just adding some details, some little wispies, trying to define the floral aspect of it a little bit more. Add some fun little details. I'm just having fun. The joy of fluid art is that, you can just have fun. Get your fingers in there. Don't be afraid to get dirty and make a mess. So at this point, I really decided that I didn't like the way that top was at all. So I just scraped it off until I scraped off every part of it that I didn't like. And then I'm going to go back in with my base coat and cover it completely with white and then add my colors again. It can be frustrating to not have it turn out exactly the way you want it the first time. But like I said before, the beauty of this form of art is that you can always change it. Now, all of the paint that I scrape off of my canvas, I scrape up and put into a jar or a container to use for later. You can make some really beautiful colors by mixing all of your scraped paints together. Here I'm going back in with my colors. Just in that area that I scraped. I added more base coat just so that those paints would flow nicely. And then I'm going to go very carefully in with my blow dryer and try to blow it out in the shape that I had pictured. And I loved this second attempt. It was softer, didn't take over, left more negative space. And there it is. I'm just gonna go in with some of my base coat around the design and just kind of cover any areas that maybe the canvas is showing through or I didn't feel like were thick enough. Smooth out some of the lines. And now I'm just going to go in, make sure all my edges are covered, any spots that didn't get paint on them. I've learned since then to paint my edges ahead of time, just so that if the paint doesn't completely go over the side, they're covered and I don't have to go back and do it later. And this usually is the last step. You also want to scrape any paint that's dripped off the bottom of the canvas so it doesn't continue to drip. These colors are gorgeous. I really hope you love this painting as much as I did. It just came together really nicely. The client was super happy with this painting as well. If you like this, give me a follow and a share. Happy painting, everybody.